Ready to go.
How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to our Zoom edition of the monthly Man Show. We'd like to welcome everybody getting on. We have participants in the room, and we have guests who are still getting on. Um, if you are an It Works distributor or your significant other's It Works distributor and you're not in the man cave, reach out to one of us. We want to get you in there so you can connect with like-minded guys. And you can see how we live this It Works lifestyle daily, day to day. Corey, how you doing tonight, man?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic. I'm pretty good. Just got back from a impromptu beach trip. Took the family out there. Got some work done. Had some leisure time. Back at the home base, ready to rock and roll, man.
All right. I'll let you introduce our guest for tonight.
Cool. So tonight we have a buddy of mine. We got David Brown. David, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been in the company, and just give us like a quick intro.
All right, how's everybody doing? Again, my name is Dave Brown. I'm a diamond leader with It Works. Been in the business, it'll be 3 years come October. And, I love what we do. I love connecting with like-minded people. And I love the freedom that business offers us to go to work, do something, really nice and help other people. That's what my ministry is about, helping others.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. So I think we might have lost Rob here. Rob, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
Oh, okay. I thought your video went out. I thought maybe we lost.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
So cool. Let's kick this call off, man. So Rob, you want to kick us off? You want me to kick us off?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Cool. So guys, we do this call monthly. And the reason that we do this call is we just want to bring voices from male perspectives, right? So I'll share a story with you guys. When I first started this business, the only person I knew in it was my wife, right? And the only people that I saw in it are the women. And when I decided to do it, I literally thought that I was like the only guy in the company, period, right? And for a lot of people, a lot of guys in specific, like that would be a deal breaker, right? Like, our macho would kick in and we would say like, hey, like, I don't want to, be doing this woman's thing or this lady's thing. And my good friend Rob, he actually asked me to partner with him on these calls. And they've been awesome to basically, give us as guys a voice and show other guys, whether you are in the business currently, whether you're a spouse in the business, or whether you're interested in getting in it all together, showing a different side. So I guess we'll start with story a little bit. David, tell me about not how you found It Works, but how It Works found you. So, run me through from when you first found out about it. What made you decide to do it? Maybe what was one of your biggest fears when starting it? What you realized. We've also talked a little bit about your success, and you've been able to rank as diamond. And just kind of give us a little sample platter of your story.
Yeah, so I was smiling because when you said when you joined, you thought you was like the only guy in It Works, right? And then the other thing is It Works, how It Works finds you. So what happened was my sister, Valerie Brown White, she's a diamond leader, and she approached me about the business. And when I tell you I wasn't interested. I said, listen, she came to me. She said, look, I think you'd be good for this business. I'm getting started. I've got a vision. I can see where it can take us. I'd love to have you partner with me. And my answer was, I'm not doing no belly fat for women. That's what I thought. I didn't even take the time to let her explain to me what it was. So fast forward, I look up about 8-9 months later, she's lost 60 pounds and she's promoted to Emerald or somewhere around. And so I started looking. I was like, hold up, wait a minute. She getting paid. She looking good. I said, name of the company's It Works. And so it must be working for her. So let me find out. So I humbled myself and I went back to her and I said, hey, listen, can you share with me what you were trying to tell me before? And when I sat down and listened, it kind of blew my mind because I didn't know it was an international company. I didn't know the products were all natural. I didn't know, the bonuses, the compensation plan, all these things. After I sat down and actually let her explain to me, it just blew my mind. But I was still one of those people that was kind of like, where the guys at, And so she and I had a conversation about how, it's different for different people. Like for me, I looked at it as a profession. And I said to myself, okay, so you got gynecologists that are men. You have school teachers that are men. And I started looking at the fact that the reality for me was that if I had the same information and the product worked the same no matter who gave it to you, then I kind of start ruling out the gender. But at the same time, I said, now it's got to be some boundaries for me, because what I've never done, and it's just me, I've never rapped a woman. That was the one thing I said up in the beginning. When guys would ask me, they would go, well, what's the difference? It's got to be a difference. I said, well, the only difference that I will give it is I just won't put myself in that position where I'm rapping a woman and she slip, I slip, and I touch her inappropriately, accidentally, right? So I was like, I don't need that. So I just never rapped a woman. And it was great because I had some support from my sister when I would get in those situations. I would be able to say, hey, listen, I got this person, and so I just looked at it as a profession and not really a man or woman's thing. But I did realize that, guys think differently. We just do. Some things that excite women, they're not going to excite us, because I know most of the guys, when I start talking to them, they try to shut me down. They be like, oh, hey, just tell me how we get paid. So I always said the two things that I would always know is how the compensation works, right? And I would know my product. And I felt like that gave me an opportunity to share, and then with great leadership, and transparently, you don't know this, but I go on your page daily. And I say, what Corey up to? And what I saw from you, something I took away was the lifestyle, enjoying the lifestyle, enjoying the family, enjoying being able to, own your time and kind of decide the things you're going to do, with your time, and being able to work your business. So that really excited me about the business. And then helping people, man, that's the one thing for me that I'll say this, and I'll say it with a caveat. It wasn't about the money, and it still isn't, but it is. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not what drives me, but I know in order to help people, I got to help them make money, and the only way I can help other people make money is that I make money. So it kind of go hand in hand. So I just kind of love what we do, man. Love the products. I'm a product of the product. And I'm just excited about the opportunity, the vision to see where people can go. Again, your story just really excited me when I had a chance to talk with you about how you and Patrice went up the ladder. So it was awesome.
Good stuff.
Awesome.
Good
Yeah.
stuff. So
Yeah.
let me get you in real quick here. Let me switch the video to you. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I resonate with that because back in 2012, when I went to my first event, I felt like one of the only men besides the men I was hearing speak.
Right.
And those men I was hearing speak was Mark Pentecost, and it was like Mike's literally like his first month or his first week there. And back then the green carpet was on Mark's golf course, and he was actually one of the first men to really give me some game. And I was in his, we took a tour of the old corporate office, and next thing I look up, I'm arguing with my lady outside of Mark's office. I was like, you going to see him? I don't know this dude. Like, I'm good. I don't really want to see him. And his assistant heard that and said, oh, no, he definitely wants to talk to you.
Wow.
Matter of fact, you come on in first. And next thing I know, the door was slammed shut behind me, and I'm looking for the nearest exit. I'm thinking, man, I might have to dive out of a window or something, you know. So, you know, he shook my hand, and she said, Mark, he loves the products. You know, he really loves the greens, but he feels like this business is for women. And, you know, all the smiles and stuff is like his face just went like this. Yeah, straight face. And I tried to pull my hand away, and he pulled my hand closer and actually started squeezing my hand and you know, really got my attention. We were making eye contact. He said, you're not leaving this office till you get on board. And, you know, I'm not letting you leave Florida until we get you, you know. And one thing he said to me, you know, we had a talk, and, you know, he could have said, man, I'm wealthy already. I don't have to explain nothing. It works as it works. So, you know, he could have took that approach, but he didn't. And he actually said to me, man, you see that golf course you won last night? I paid a few million cash for that, and that's just a hobby. And as a man, that resonated with me because I started thinking about all my hobbies and all the things I love to do but couldn't do because I didn't have the time to do at the time, you know. And then he said, you know, when you have something that you know, our flagship product definitely caters to women, and they get excited about it, that's always going to have money in your pocket. And as a man, I was like, whoa, wait a minute, you know. And it really, I was up all night thinking about, you know, those things. And, you know, I got on board the next day, and with her, you know, she was already past diamond, you know. And the reason I even went to Florida was because as a diamond, she had a $6,000 paycheck, and it really, really, you know, she fell on the floor kicking and screaming. I ran downstairs, you know, like, what is going on? I thought I was going to see blood or somebody was hurt. She was crying, and I was like, you bang your leg or something? You all right? And she all she could do was point to the computer. I looked at that check. I said, man, we got to give that back. Is that even, like, come on now, you know, like, and you know, it was real, man, and you know, it just blew my mind, and you know, we've been running ever since. So, you know, I'm blessed that, you know, she never gave up. You know, even though I didn't get it at the time. I was like, that's your thing. You do that over there. I gotta wake up and go to work tomorrow morning. That was my reality at the time, and you know, she changed my life because she stuck with it. So, you know, any of the women on here listening, you got to be consistent. You got to go to work because that's what she did. She was consistent. She went to work, and she changed my mind because her paycheck beat my paycheck, and I had to sit around and think like I could go hard the next 4 weeks and couldn't clear that much money in a month. You know, I should start taking a look at this. You know, in the back of my mind, as a man, I didn't say that to her with my pride, but I felt that, and I was thinking that.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. And for me, it's kind of the same in a sense. You know, when my lady brought this business into our lives, you know, we were at a point to where we were trying to figure out how to create extra income. And you know, like part-time job route just wasn't cutting it. And like I tell people all the time, you know, there's 24 hours in a day, right? You spend 8 of them at your 9 to 5. You probably got an hour commute there, an hour commute back. You know, that's, you know, 10 hours already out the day. You sleep for another 8 hours, right? Because sleep's non-negotiable. You got to be able to sleep to function. That's 18 out of the 24. You know, where are you finding an extra time for a part-time job? You know, and she tried it for a while, and you know, to work another 20, 30 hours a week, basically for $200, you know, when it's all said and done, just doesn't seem worth it. So when she brought the business when I first got wind of it, it was because, you know, she would have at least 2 wrap appointments every single night, right? So like I'd be sitting on the couch, you know, she'd come home from work. I work from home, so I was already there. And, you know, I would see like 2 women like come in the house and like go to the back room. 10, 15 minutes later, laugh, talk, giggle, and they would leave, but they would leave cash, you know, and I was just like, whoa, like, you know, she joined November of 2012. So, you know, we live in the northeastern region. You know, we got 4 seasons, you know, so when November comes, you know, fall is transitioning into winter. It's cold. It gets dark at 4 o'clock. And I just couldn't believe that, like, these people were driving from all over town. You know, people were coming from Baltimore, from Maryland, from D.C., just anywhere to try this product and pay money. So I saw the excitement, you know, and that's what got me interested in it was, I was like, hey, listen, like if people are excited and they're getting results, I want to be a part of that because I know that that's something that, we can be successful with, so, great stuff. So, just to kind of summarize, us three guys, we've all been in for, 3+ years. Rob is the elder statesman here. Have you been in for, let's see, we're going on our year. We're 2012 to 20 years. So we're going on our fifth year. Are you on like your 6th year or 7th year?
I'm gonna say, we got to be like maybe 6.5. Maybe.
6.5. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So Rob's 6.5. We're coming up on our 5th. Dave's been in for 3. So obviously this is a successful business monetarily for us. For us to continue to be doing this for a few different cycles and a few different seasons. So just to share a little bit, for you guys, Rob, you often tell about the story, to I think maybe it was Rusty. I think maybe Misty was on the call. You were eating a bowl of cereal, and either Rusty or Mark or someone said, I make enough money that I can stop working today and still pay all my bills, right? And like that resonates with us as guys, right? Because our job, our responsibility is taking care of the household, right? So fast forward, we're Presidential Diamond working on Ambassador. Dave is Diamond working on Double. Rob is Triple working on Presidential. Like this is real income from us. I can speak for Robin and myself, and I ask you in a second, Dave, but this is what we do full time. Like we're full time families. So us and our spouses, we do this full time. Rob is a dad of 3. I'm a dad of 1. Kids equal extra miles, which equals extra income. So this business has allowed for us to to be able to, hold down our family and not just survive, but live and prosper. Like I mentioned earlier in the call, we just took an impromptu trip down to Ocean City, on a Tuesday. We got back, like midday today. So a Tuesday and Wednesday beach trip, like even when I had my full-time job, even when I had my full-time job of 6 figures a year, I did not have freedom of time to be able to go spend time with the people that I love. Right? Because let's keep this in perspective, guys. We do this business for friendship, fun, and freedom, right? The freedom part is going to be financial freedom, but it's also going to be freedom of time. The fun part is, spending time with people that you love, or that saying that they say, if you do something that you love, you'll never work another day in your life. And I can tell you, for the last 4.5, almost 5 years, that we've been doing this business, this does not work. You know what I mean? Like this is not work at all. This is fun. Like I get to have a positive impact on people. I get to help people get results. I've gotten results myself. Rob introduced me to our buddy Patrick. And not this time last year, but last year we started a men's health challenge group. I was able to lose over 40 pounds. So that's exciting. So the friendship, the fun, and the freedom, man. So this is why we do this. So Dave, what would you what would you say to a guy that's watching this call, either willingly or unwillingly? Maybe their spouse told them to put the TV on mute and sit next to them with the phone on speaker. What would your words of wisdom be, or what would you tell the old Dave about why you should take a hard look at this, or why you should do this?
Well, the biggest thing is the vision. I would say, no one can question whether or not it works because it's already worked, right? So that's why we have Black Diamonds, Ambassador Diamonds, President. So it's already works. The only thing that you have to ask yourself is, are you willing to do what it takes to make it work? And that's just, really being coachable, because and it's something I wanted to share with you that really kicked me into gear was the first conference I went to. And I remember this like it was yesterday. And Dario, Ronessa's husband, he was telling me, he was saying, Dave, you going to conference? And I was kind of just fairly new. So I was kind of like on the fence. I was like, I wasn't going, but I was making, how most people do. I was like, yeah, man, I gotta figure out the flight and the room and everything. I wasn't even thinking about going, right? And he said, man, you gotta go, man. It changed our life. He said, I remember, and he was sharing with me about it. And so when he finished telling me, I was sold on going. When I got there, I looked around and I was like, man, it works is much bigger than what I thought, from what we see. So what I would share with people is to get in and get going, get involved. Just have a vision and understand that the vehicle can take you wherever you drive it. You're the driver. If you say you want to do something big, you can do something big. If you want to do something meaty in the middle, you can do that. So whatever your dream, whatever your vision is, I would just say jump in and realize that the company is already successful. And here's the thing for me that I share with people. If you join and get in and get going and start making something happen, then it works, it's going to be successful. If you don't join and don't get in and don't do anything, it works going to be successful. This thing has already found its groove. It's just a matter now. It's really like sometimes it hurts your heart when you're trying to share it with somebody and they can't receive it. Because you're like, man, do you understand? I'm offering you an opportunity to change your life totally. To do, just to go, as Rob was saying, to match your check and beyond. And if you start thinking about what you're doing now, the opportunity can't be matched. I mean, you have an opportunity to be people making $1 million a month. And not that everybody wants to do that, but to have the opportunity is the thing I would say. Give yourself a chance in life and just, take that leap and see if you can catch that vision, because it is tremendous opportunity.
Awesome stuff, man. Awesome stuff. Rob, you got a one-off that you would tell the Rob before he joined, or something to a guy that is maybe thinking about doing this or maybe listening?
Let me tell you something. One thing I couldn't foresee that it works provided for me personally, not just for my family. There's a million things it provided for me and my family to do, to take trips to do. But the most important thing, the very first person I ever seen be an entrepreneur that had me chasing this entrepreneur lifestyle before it worked like my whole life was my grandfather. We're from PA, a little up the highway from Corey, and he started a bus business when I was very little, and Greyhound, Trailways, and all of them took him to court and tried to sue him to stop him from starting his local bus business, because they felt like he was going to take a lot of their clientele, especially minorities, and they were hoping it would scare him into not chasing his dreams, but it did the opposite. It pushed him even harder, and he went to court and he fought them and he won. And he started that business, and there was nothing they could do about it. And I remember being 3 or 4 years old, bopping around on somebody's lap, riding on some of these bus trips with him. And as I got older and got to understand what was going on, it inspired me to want to do something like this, to not only just provide value, but change people's lives. And he passed away last year. He got sick. But because of It Works, I was able to take care of him. And there was family members who, he would tell my grandmother, get the phone, call Rob, and she would call me at any given time, because they knew I had the freedom to come whenever he needed me, or to stay by his side, or whatever need be. So that was very important to me. So I'd like to ask you guys, what are you going to do if you have someone you cared about who took care of you when you couldn't take care of yourself, get sick, and need you? Are you going to work for your freedom now so that you can be there for them? Because I can promise you that's the most important thing that you could ever do, that It Works provided for me.
Awesome.
Great stuff, man. Great stuff. And, for me, Who would I tell a guy? Okay. It Works gave me a life back that I didn't know that I didn't have, right? And what I mean by that is the Corey before It Works thought that, you get a job, you make it to six figures, you get a house, you get a wife, you get a dog, you have kids, you get a fence, and you rinse, wash, and repeat. And I thought that was the pinnacle. I thought that was living it up. And I was willing to sacrifice things that I didn't know that I was going to say. I was willing to sacrifice things that I didn't think twice about. Right? I thought it was wrong. So, for an example, my daughter will be 7 months in maybe like 4 days, 5 days, something like that. Right? I spend every single day with her. I don't hustle and bustle her out the door to drop off at daycare, to go work 40 hours somewhere in exchange for a salary and a weekend off. I am able to live life on my terms and not, be stressed out building someone else's dream. I can build my own dream, and I can have impact, The one thing that you never get back is time. Like you can make more money, but you never get time back. And I'm able to make more money and get all my time in the process. So that's why I say it was able to give me a life that I didn't know that I had given up, or I didn't know that I had not fought for. And that's an amazing thing. And I mean, that goes from, if you are just making 500 extra bucks a month, or if you're making 50,000 bucks a month, those things ring true on both ends of the spectrum. So that's all we got for you guys tonight. I appreciate you all hanging out. I appreciate you guys that are watching on Zoom. You guys are watching on Facebook Live. For you folks that are watch the replay on Facebook or on YouTube, we do these calls every third Wednesday of the month. So tune in next month on the third Wednesday. If you are a It Works distributor, or you are the spouse of an It Works distributor and you are not in the man cave, feel free to reach out to myself or Rob. It's a great group that we have open to all men that are in It Works one way or another. And it's a great resource. So feel free to reach out to us so we can get you added into that. Feel free to check out these videos that we do, and I hope this helps. I hope that this helps to shed a little light on a demographic that maybe isn't always seen, as much as our lady counterparts. So that's all we got for you guys this evening. I appreciate you, Dave. I appreciate you as always, Rob, and we'll see you guys next month.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Take it easy, guys.